What it do, what it is, it's your girl Taylor.
And it's your girl Lex, barely holding on, y'all.
It's all right, I'm gonna try to hold it down for you today.
But episode 30.
Yes, welcome back, y'all.
And back to being sober.
Back to it just being us, as we had a guest last week.
Let's unpack.
Yeah, let's fold it out.
First of all, I mean, y'all know we haven't been drinking on the show that much, and we might have overindulged.
Yes,
Bitch,
overindulged, overtalked.
Oh my God. I am so annoying. And it's crazy because when I listen to other podcasts, I always love solo episodes the most. But when people do have a guest, I always get annoyed. But I'm like, oh my God, like she didn't even really let him answer the question. She's over talking him. Bitch, I watched myself back and I said, wow.
Cringy.
What the fuck? But look, learning pains, what is it? Growing pains?
Yeah.
Something. So I'll know for next time. But Fuss was a sport. He was a great sport.
I enjoyed it. I think it was a great episode.
Yeah, it was really fun. And it was super fun recording it. Even afterwards, we were still hanging out like an hour afterwards, even though we was tired as fuck, had to go to work the next day. But and he came through with some gear. I think we should have took a picture with our gear.
Oh, we should have. Make sure y'all shop though.
Yeah, at Pay Clothing on Instagram. Support a black man.
Because we about to be getting them guests. Sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas.
Oh, okay. Tay-Dot. All right. So, look, we're going to try to keep bringing the guests. Maybe like one a month. I don't know. Don't hold us
We're going to try, yeah. That's why I ain't want to say nothing. But we're going to try. We're going to try. And today, y'all, we really just like rocking, going with the flow of this show. So y'all just bear with us. My girl Lex, she over here going through it.
Y'all, oh my God.
You want to explain to the people what's up? You had a long night?
I had a long night. I didn't get in until like 3:30 last night, and then I still stayed up to rub one out real quick. So when I finally went to sleep, it was like, I'm not going to be able to for the next few days. So let me hurry up and do this before the flow really starts. Period came this morning. And if anybody knows me personally, and this is one of those things, when people be like, if you know me, I love the movie Fast and Furious. The motherfuckers is like, bitch, I've known you for 5 years and I've never seen you watch Fast and Furious. Yeah. But literally anybody that can say that they know me knows that I've always had bad cramps. My cramps are terrible. You know that, right? Okay, it's a thing. So day one, y'all, forget about it. And we're here at 9:00 in the fucking morning. On
a Saturday.
Saturday morning. This bitch headed to church. No, I'm kidding. But I'm just
this bitch headed to the gym.
Need to. I'm headed back to my bed to some I'm about to say blackout curtains, but I'm gonna be in the bed for the rest of the day. I was supposed to have a pool day today. I don't know if I'm making that. You said it's supposed to be later, so maybe I will if the sun's down and it's not hot. But the last thing I honestly want to do
is leave your bed.
Leave my bed to sit out in the hot sun in Atlanta in end of June. Like, that sounds like torture right now, okay?
But in the defense, I don't know if y'all been outside after like 7. It's been a little like nice. Have you been outside at the end, like towards the end of the day?
Yeah.
That's how I know hurricane season is slick coming, because I've been feeling like a little breeze.
That's what that means?
Yeah.
So when is hurricane season usually?
It's like the end of July, August. Like right now, it's about to start approaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So,
yeah, so it might be nice. That's all I'm saying. It might be like perfect weather.
And look, I might lay down. I have I have an edible, the lychee one. I was gonna take it before I came here, but I'm already so tired. When I get home, I'm taking that shit. I wish I had some Ambien. I just want to sleep for some hours, and when I wake up, hopefully I'll be renewed and I'll be excited to show off my new swimsuit. Yes. So we'll see. But that's what's going on with me today. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I mean, no hangover. I didn't go out last night. I was out doing hair, but I wasn't like in the Atlanta streets.
You're glowing. Isn't she glowing, everyone?
Glowing?
Oh my, can I get a round of applause? Yes. She's glowing. Like, I don't know what that's about.
I'm gonna blush. But I was talking to Lex the other day, and I was just like, for me to like not promote me doing hair, I fuck with y'all, because y'all still be giving your girl clientele, and I still be booked and busy, and like for real, that's a blessing. So that's what I've been doing, like literally on my hair shit
Yeah. I think it's well, I don't know. I don't do hair, but I would think that it's more comfortable doing it for like people you know. And then when you do people you don't really know, it's extensions of people you know.
Like
so you always feel because the other
Yeah.
girl who used to do my hair, she was in the shop and then she was doing it at her house and she was like, you know, she be having to invite people in her house and it's nerve-wracking and it's like, okay, I get that. Like you don't just want a bunch of strangers and you don't just want to be in a bunch of strangers' heads. I don't know.
No facts. Honestly, I don't think I've ever done like a complete stranger. Like it's always one of y'all referred them or, you know, like.
Which is crazy because when we go out, when people compliment you on your hair and they be like, who did it? You be like, I did it. And I've seen you exchange information, but you've never like, okay.
So I'm not gonna lie, it do be people in my DMs, y'all. But like, I just don't feel comfortable. Like, if I don't know you.
At least she's consistent because there's niggas in her DM too that motherfuckers just can't get through to this bitch.
Shut up.
Some niggas be like, bro, I know you. Why aren't you responding to my I'll be shocked when you see mine.
She lying.
That girl's stiff on him. Okay?
Whatever. Okay, any intuitions this week you wanna?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me extend my catch up. A lot's been up.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Okay, do tell.
We've done a lot.
We have.
Yeah.
Like what?
Jesus, because we like what? Because even when we had the guest, we didn't catch up last week. So we have like, I want to say like 3 weeks worth of catch up.
That's true.
But the most that I can really remember, y'all, I had jury duty on Monday. It was so interesting. It was my first time getting called to do jury duty and showing up. And it was just so interesting. At first, I was really on some like, to anybody that I was telling, I got jury duty next week. Oh my God. But that's because everybody does that. As I'm sitting there with my book, you know, and I was at Gwinnett courthouse. So I know in Fulton, you got to pay to park. You got to walk a little far. Like, Gwinnett got a free parking deck. They got then a regular parking lot. All the chairs got chargers on them. The AC was bumping. The cafe, the food was good. There was some fine niggas in there. I made friends with this one white bitch. And the case was cool as fuck. I was like, I slick want to get picked, bitch. Like, I don't know how much I could say. I mean, I didn't sign no NDA, but it was a criminal case, y'all. And we get in there, and the niggas, I'm like, is he a lawyer? Who is this nigga? But the defendant's right there. I didn't know when you do jury selection, and maybe I'm stupid, but I didn't know that when you do jury selection that the person that's being tried is also present. But I guess it makes sense. You know, I was shocked at how fair that is. I'm like, damn, that is fair that they get a say so. And who tries them. That was crazy. I didn't know that. I just thought they just randomly picked. But so he's there and the guy gets to talk about the cases. And so as he's saying the charges, aggravated assault with a sawed-off shotgun. He did say deadly weapon, but then he specified it was a sawed-off shotgun. So I think one of them was possession of, because you're not even allowed to have that. So that was a crime in itself. Then he was a felon. Bitch, I went and looked up this nigga's name. I'm not gonna say the name. He was a felon because this nigga had got locked up in Albany for some shit.
Do we know him?
You know, I don't know. So one of the first questions when they was at, I don't know.
Okay.
One of the first questions, I'll tell you his name off.
Okay.
Air. One of the first questions when they were like asking us questions to see like, you know, would we be biased? They're like, does he look familiar? Does anybody in this courtroom know him? Does he look like someone you know? And I'm like, I mean, he looked like a young street nigga. Like, I'm sure. You know,
sure,
like,
we done crossed paths.
A few tats on his face, some dreads, young little light skinned nigga. I'm like, yeah. So they ask him questions like this. You know, everybody tries to get out of jury duty. I don't know if y'all seen the show Jury Duty on Prime, Amazon Prime. It's so fucking funny. But so the guy says a question like, raise your number if you would be biased when judging a person of color. You know, ain't nobody gonna put their hand on one nigga, number 28. That nigga.
Was he of the caucus?
Yeah. He looked like one of them. Every time they said any kind of bias, that nigga. But then it was our turn. The guy was like, if you've ever witnessed or had a police interaction that's negatively colored your view of the justice system, raise your card. Every person of color was like, But then it started getting personal. There was like, they started talking about domestic violence. If you've ever been in a domestic violence situation, raise your card. And I'm like, the girls next to me were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, no. They're like, if you've ever had a gun pointed at you, raise your card. I'm like, she's like, Oh no.
She's been through so much.
So then I'm getting confused. I'm like, I understood the first line of questioning. Now they keep talking about domestic violence, but they said the name of the guy that he pulled the gun out on. It was 2 guys. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So then his attorney gets up there. What is that? The defense attorney? She gets up there and her questions are all talking about some gay shit. Like, no offense, like gay shit though. But she's like, is anybody here biased of men on men romantic activities or some shit like that? And I was like, why is she asking this? And then I was like, oh.
It was gay.
I said, oh, I need to be on this jury. I need to fucking be on this jury, bitch. Like, but I didn't get picked. I was number 53 out of 60 people, and they stopped at 42. They were like, we've got enough. So I spent my whole day there and didn't get picked. Story of my life, never getting picked. So
Shut up, Lex.
So that was my fun. And then it was a super short week at work. So that was cool. Tuesday was a half day for me, Wednesday off. And then Friday, we get summer Fridays. So every Friday up until, Labor Day, we get to leave at 1. So it was a really chill week for me.
Cool.
So I'm not complaining. Taylor did my braids. But yeah, that was my catch up.
Okay. I don't really have much. I did go to a concert. That was fun. That was super dope. Y'all know I love like low key little concerts.
And you met her.
Yes, I met her. Her name is Janine. I feel like y'all should know her, but if you don't, it's Janine. And she used to go by Janine in the mixtape. It was like a little thing she had, like I've been listening to her since like 2015, 2016. So
did you say she's like Slavic or something? Where's she from?
I forgot, somewhere in Europe. I completely forgot where, but
Switzerland or some shit.
I don't remember. But me and my sister, it was like a little sister day. We both are in love with her. And y'all, I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like me and my sister was the biggest fans there.
Really?
Like, we knew every word to every song, screaming.
What was the demographic of the crowd?
It was mixed. It was diverse.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Very much. Like, I don't remember seeing any like race more than the other.
So, but you saw
it was
plenty
a
of
lot
other
of black people.
Okay.
It was probably more black people than anything. But also the area where it was in was like Little 5 Points. So it was a lot of like white people too.
Okay.
So it was super dope. After the show, we went to like this little restaurant and she ended up coming to the restaurant. So we met her. Me and my sister took pictures with her, with the band. Like, it was super dope.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. So my intuition, when you did my hair the other night, you were asking if I had heard from a name that is banned from the show. And I'm like, no, not for real. Girl, the next day, can I ask you a question? And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. My intuition should have told me not to respond, but I respond every time a nigga. I don't care if we fell off. If a nigga says like, we need to talk, or can I ask you a question? I respond. No, not even like that. But sometimes when it comes to STDs and shit, that shit don't show up until months later. We all know this. So if a nigga says, can I ask you something? And it's like, have you been itchy or have you like, I need to be aware, my nigga. Like, it wasn't that. And I chomped it off. I cut it short and sweet. He was like, damn. You don't gotta be an asshole. I was like, fuck you. So, and then this nigga was texting me again last night. Told me some, what you doing? Didn't respond. Then 2 hours later, say. I'm like, nigga, no.
Say no.
So, right. So my intuition is telling me to keep stalling this nigga out. Like, cause he don't want nothing. He don't want a damn thing. So.
Don't it be feeling good when you for real over niggas?
Girl, yes.
Like, for real.
It really does. And it's crazy because I can look back at all my old niggas, bitch, and I remember thinking I would never get over it.
Every nigga you really, really like, he was like, oh, this is the one. And then it's like.
And it took forever too, bitch. And
like, I didn't think I was going to ever get over your ass.
Girl, CH. Oh.
That was a rough journey for you, us, all of us. Not only you, me.
That was a nigga that held a gun to my head.
Our other homegirl at the time, like, it was a rough journey.
That's one who held the gun to my head. And that wasn't what was the breaking back. That didn't break the straw for me. I don't even know. Y'all, fuck it. I'm drunk. Still.
Like, we ain't took nothing, y'all. Okay, I don't think I have an intuition. Yeah, so we just gonna move on with the show.
Okay.
All right, let's get started on these topics, y'all. We ain't got no agenda. We just going with the flow. Okay, so I'm gonna go first. I seen this little post and it said, if we're dating, I want to be your second priority. I want your first priority to be you, your ambitions, your life, and your future. I want the best for you. Don't let me be your distraction. Do you agree or do you disagree? It's not a while not, but I heard, a lot of people was in the comments saying like, if we dating, I need to be your first priority. Like if you really dating me seriously, if you, you got real intentions with me, if you want to marry me, then you should look at me like your first priority. Whereas, it was the other women that was like, no, like stay true to who you are,
I mean, this is probably age, and this is probably me, manifesting a healthy relationship. But with that mindset, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Have I moved that way in the past? Probably not. More so in my recent relationships, yeah. Because I'm not going to lie. A nigga, when you're a nigga's first priority, like, let me think, like, maybe like my ex in college or some shit, then that means all his other shit not right. That nigga got all the free time in the world to wait hand and foot for you or to borrow your car because he don't got shit to do so he can pick you up from work, student work, study and shit like that. And so, yeah, I definitely, second priority, yeah. And especially if the first priority is you, not your kids. That's why I don't talk to men with kids.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now I'm third. Don't let the nigga have twins.
Facts.
Fourth.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, that's true. No, I totally agree. I think that you should always be your first priority. I think you should still be true to who you are. Make sure you're doing things to like complete you and for you to be mentally, physically, emotionally like stable, healthy. And I feel like if you I ain't gonna say get wrapped up in a relationship, but if your main priority is somebody else, it's hard for you to like keep the main priority onto you.
And it fizzles out faster that way, I feel
Right.
like. I mean, it's
Just
great to be in this love cocoon, but it
Yeah.
fizzles out. You get irritated. You get tired of each other.
I agree.
And when you see that somebody else has hobbies and ambitions, I tweeted the other day, nurture his hobbies. Like, if I had a nigga that liked to build Lego shit, I would love to buy him Lego shit, like, or put those little cars together. Yeah, I would totally do that. But when you see somebody that's putting themselves first, I mean, it is kind of like inspiration.
It's attractive. It's so attractive. Like, it just let me know, like, you love yourself, and because I feel like if you put someone a priority, any person that comes into your life, you're going to try to make them a priority, and that's hard. Like, even on the other person's end, now I feel just, like, soaked up with you that, like, what is life now?
Like I said, it's inspirational. It's motivational. Sometimes I need that from my partner because, I mean, if a nigga tells me to jump, sometimes I am a how high ass bitch, If I love, girl, God.
And I think that's okay to be a how high ass bitch.
Yeah.
I think that's like a relationship.
But you know, like, even my ex, the one time where I could say that I really had gotten to working out to where I was seeing results and I actually looked forward to going to the gym was right before me and my last ex got together. And once we got back together and we like locked in on each other, the gym was gone.
Just stop, yeah.
It just stopped. It's like everything. Even him, he wasn't going out with his friends as much. Like, and at first it was cool, but then months down the line, it's little slick shit like, oh, since I don't never get to see my friends no more, like, nigga, I ain't tell you to do that. Like, it just be slick shit. So I think, yeah, I definitely agree. Please,
I totally agree.
Have some priorities about yourself because I need to too. So
yeah, facts. And like you said, if you got kids, that means you the third.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being the third.
Because sometimes, and then depending on how old the kids are, you slick the fourth because the baby mama, I mean, you got to prioritize her because she the one, in my cases, is primarily watching the kids. So she got to be good for your kids to be good. And sometimes, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not going to say prioritize your baby mama, but prioritize the needs of how you got to move with your baby mama for your kids. Let me say that because if we in a serious relationship and like you prioritizing your baby mama over me, that's when it's kind of like, okay, like there needs to be like a line, It don't need to be a gray area.
Especially like me, sometimes I talk to like first time dads or new dads. I think it's hard for them to juggle that.
Yeah.
They don't know the difference between prioritizing your baby mama and what you said.
Agreed.
Now, as years go on and it becomes normal, or maybe this is a second child, they're like, okay, I know how to move. But a lot of niggas, they figuring it out as it's happening and they're trying to be respectful to both and not cause problems, and they still somehow, can end up mishandling it. So.
Yeah, I do think it's easier when you kind of already been in that baby mama, baby daddy situation and y'all already got like, y'all, I's dotted and T's crossed. I feel like it's a little easier, but when it's a new situation, it's hard to date.
Now, let me ask you, so Father's Day just passed. You love a daddy.
And I love my daddy.
Well, So how would you
Father's Day.
feel, or maybe this has happened, and I'm like, I don't care. But one of the things that Father's Day, when you're dealing with a baby father, is a tricky one for me. Because first off, yeah, I do think your baby mama should do something for you. But I don't like when niggas start saying shit like, okay, so what are you doing for, like, if I ask him, what are you doing for Father's Day? I want to take you out. Like, and he's like, oh no, the girls or my daughters are taking me out. Nigga, stop fucking playing with you. They're taking you. They're paying. You mean your baby mama and the daughters are taking you? Like, I don't know. I don't be liking that. Do you care when they...
I never had that situation that I know of.
Or even like a birthday, like they'll be like, my kids are taking me out, or my kids want to take me here for my birthday. It's not your...
Let me say this. If you're seriously dating and you're seriously dating someone, I do think that's a little inappropriate. Like, if it's... Yeah, I feel like if your girl, especially if your girl's asking, I want to take you out for Father's Day, and you like, oh no, like I prefer to go with my baby mama and the kids. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to figure out I just think that's kind of, because look at it from the other way. If it was a girl, if it was Mother's Day and you had a nigga and her baby daddy is like, oh, I want to take you out, they not letting that shit slide. Like, I don't see where that would just be like so appropriate.
I just feel like in those situations, it's one of those things where you're not going to like it, but it's just like, oh, well. So I'm like, Father's Day?
Now, a gift?
I could see going to dinner with your family. I just don't like them phrasing it as like, my daughters are why are you specifically
Let me say this. If it's like a family gathering, like whole family, like your kids, your baby mama, maybe your mom, maybe your dad, grandparents, that's cool. That's very cool. But I feel like you going like out to eat with like your baby mom and your kids, that's intimate. Like that's very intimate.
I'm so shocked to hear you say that.
Yeah, because I do think there are like lines that you need to draw. Like that's like me. Why would I take my baby daddy out for his birthday? Like the kids can do something.
I've seen it happen. I've
not
seen
healthy.
It happen. Okay.
Now, if it's healthy, we all can go out. I've seen healthy and we all go out. We all cool and we can all be a family. But like, it's your birthday and you going out with your baby mama.
So Mother's Day comes and I mean, she's a good mom.
I think you should get your baby mother and baby father a gift. I do think that. I think
take her and the kids out to dinner
for
Mother's Day. If
you're in a relationship, no. I think if you're a single man, you can do what you want to do, but I think those are intimate situations. And I feel like if you don't have a spouse, if you just casually dating, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But if you are really taking someone very, very serious and y'all are on an intimate like date, like I think that's just an excuse to have intimate time. If it's Father's Day, I want to spend kids with just my kids. Like, why am I spending time with you too? Like, that's weird. But give me a gift. If you know I'm a good parent, give me a gift. You definitely need to acknowledge that it's Father's Day and that it's Mother's Day. I need a text message or a call. But us like, oh, let's go out to dinner. If you're in a serious relationship, I don't think that's appropriate.
Ooh, y'all gonna have to weigh in. Because that's one of those things like, yeah, I mean, like, I would love to live by that. But that's one of those things like when it has happened to me or if it does happen to me, that's one of those things where I'm like, I would feel like I need to hold my tongue because... That's a family people will use the whole, the kids want us to go to dinner to, like, I don't know, like as a family, like, oh, you feel some type of way, like, I don't.
But see, and that's why I say if we're casually dating, that's perfectly fine. Like if we haven't talked about us dating anyone else, we haven't like on some I love you type shit, you could do that. You could do what you want. But if we're in a committed relationship, why are you going out to eat like with my parents are very close and my parents are dating and like my mom is not taking my dad out to eat for Father's Day. Like that's not happening. Now we have had like activities at the house together as a family, but us going out to eat is crazy. Like just them or and the kids. Like, nah, we not doing that.
Y'all weigh in. Let us know. Okay, so for one of my topics, look, I was watching Two Can Play That Game. I accidentally said Deliver Us from Eva the other day. But there's a scene where she's at the club with her homegirls and she sees Morris Chestnut on the dance floor with another girl. And so her friends are like, is that him over there? And she's like, watch this.
When he said he's going to be working late.
Yeah. And so she walks over there And instead of like going off, she's just like, hey, funny running into you here, blah, blah, blah. So that had me thinking, if you saw, so I'm going to do it both ways. So if you were in her shoes and you saw a man that you were dating, were they like exclusive?
Yeah, no, it was exclusive. They was boyfriend and girlfriend.
Boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yeah, she was like, this is my man. You don't remember the beginning? She went to his office, girl. She was like, this is my man.
I didn't rewatch it from the beginning. I just came across that part. But I have seen that one though. But and so I'm curious if that was, oh damn, man is crazy.
Yeah, that was her man.
Because bitch, I might have either slapped him or I just would have went home and locked the doors and not opened, like never spoke to him again. But I was wondering, okay, so if you're out and you see your nigga, let's say it's not even your man, but let's say it's a nigga that like y'all are pretty serious, and you see him out and he's with some chick, are you going over there? Are you saying something?
Probably not. If we boyfriend and girlfriend, or if we serious, because that's two different things.
Serious.
Like we've made the decision that we're not talking to anyone else.
We're not talking to anyone else, but we haven't necessarily said boyfriend and girlfriend.
If we made the decision that we're exclusive,
yeah.
I might.
And you really, fuck that. You really like him and you're like, this nigga's not where he said, like, he lied to me and I see him with another girl.
What would I really do? Because I have been in this situation.
Oh, what did you do then?
But we were not exclusive, but we were talking for a long time. And it was like the ending stage. Like I had kind of found somebody new.
Okay.
But we had not ever like discussed like we done fucking with each other. And I seen him out on a date at a restaurant and I tried to walk by him. I tried to walk past him and he actually stopped and yelled my name to get my attention. And he was like, damn, you just gonna walk by me like that? And I'm like, yes. Like,
so is there any way it could seem like he was out with a friend or was it
Nah, it was a date.
Oh.
It was a date. I mean, I feel like you can kind of, it could have been a homegirl. He did. In his defense, he did have a lot of homegirls, and I have met a lot of his homegirls. But also, like, it's the middle of the day. You on a date. Like, and he never admitted it, you know, but we
so
did
you were
have
just going to walk by. Did you purposely walk by so he saw you?
No, I'm walking by. You know how you like, he looked familiar. And then when he like acknowledged me, I'm like, oh, that is that nigga.
How did you feel? Were you like, what the, like?
Yeah, it was awkward. I'm looking at her. She looking at me. He literally is like having a whole conversation. Like, so you just gonna walk by me? Like, damn, so you ain't know this was me? Like, you can't speak? And I'm like, oh, this nigga bold as fuck, or this could be a friend. It was giving this nigga bold as fuck. But in reality, Lex, I ain't gonna lie. If it was my boyfriend, we were serious, I probably would like do like a little, I would make sure you see me.
Okay. I
would definitely make sure you see me.
Would you acknowledge him?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't know how I feel. It depends on like, it just depends. I'm gonna say probably.
Okay.
Probably if we like serious.
So there's parts to this. I'm gonna answer what I would do. Oof. Honestly, Tay, it depends on the day.
Yeah,
because I very much so would go up to him, but then I don't know. I might take a picture and be like,
I can see you taking a picture.
What we fucking doing, nigga.
Yeah.
And then like going off. Like I don't know, because I don't think I would want the other bitch to see me sweat. But also I have been in the moment, like it hasn't been in a while, but I have been known to be a little confrontational with men. So. But okay, so we got that out of the way. Now,
if I do go up to him, I'm definitely not gonna cause a scene. Like it's gonna be very like
kind of like Vivica,
basically.
Okay.
Hey, funny running into you here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's say you do that. Let's say we both confront them, but we're like calm, and it's like, okay, well, I'll see you around. Would you expect him to drop what he's doing with that girl and come chase after you and try to fix things? Or if he stayed and just kind of like tried to like sweat it out or be like, oh my God, would it matter? Which is crazier?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. It don't matter what you do. I'm probably gonna be done with you. Ooh. Yeah, you could try to chase me. You could be like, oh, like to me, especially if we had a conversation like we really fucking with each other, there's no way I can like it's tainted. Like, I don't see myself coming. Yeah. I don't see me coming back from here.
Girl, I'm not gonna lie. There might be some coming back. But nigga better chase me. Don't, bitch. I wish that would happen. And then, like, because the nigga I'm thinking about, that nigga not chasing. He gonna wait till he gonna be like, oh, shit. And just be like, Yikes.
So the funny thing is, the incident I was just telling y'all about, he didn't like run out of the restaurant chasing me, but I couldn't get out of the door before I got a text message from him. And he was texting me the whole time. So that's why I'm like...
That's how you know he was up to something.
Yeah, because why you texting me?
You're overcompensating.
Yes. I'm not going to say it was the chase, but basically, like, he ended up blowing up my phone.
That's a chase.
Yeah.
I don't mean like a nigga don't got to run after you, but like, nigga don't.
Yeah, he was definitely on some, like, you know, trying to, like, win me over.
Because old boy in the movie, I think it went on, like, commercial break, but Morris...
Now she was watching on cable.
Yeah. I just randomly saw it. But
It's not the real version.
Bitches got cable.
Like, Mothaslucka. I hate watching shit on BET.
Mothaslucka.
Like, which? Like, why is it doing this?
Baby toy.
Negro? Like, oh, okay.
So I think he like stayed with the girl. He was like uneasy the whole time, but he didn't like run after her. And I'm just like, I already would be hard to accept a nigga back, but bruh, if you did like, and then you stayed with this,
and you said your
fuck?
What you say, business meeting, work meeting, after work or something, they grab drinks. Yeah, it's not giving.
What's served by?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the other way around though, and I'm gonna make it quick. If this happened and you was out with somebody,
ooh, I do be having a fear of that. Like, if you just like talking to somebody, you know, you just randomly on a date,
and you told them you was going, because sometimes you lie. You
now,
know, you
I'm
lie.
not gonna lie. If I'm with a nigga that I'm fucking with, I'm probably not gonna. If we already like came to a decision like this is us, I'm probably not gonna be out on a date. But if it's somebody I'm just fucking with and we not exclusive, you probably gonna find me on a date. And honestly, I'm probably gonna lie.
What you?
I'm gonna say it's my homeboy
In front of the nigga?
In front of the nigga.
If he walks up to you like Vivica, like,
niggas
hey.
is not confrontational, bro. I don't see niggas walking up. Maybe
they just sit in the background like,
yes.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes they might not even say nothing. I don't see niggas just walking up like, oh, so this your man?
I know a couple niggas that would walk up. I know a couple that would walk up, yeah.
But they wouldn't cause a scene.
No, not a scene.
Yeah, they might.
They ain't gonna let no other nigga just see them.
They might be like, oh, what's up? What you doing here?
Laughing.
Yeah, like,
oh, hey.
Shit. Like, what's up, bro? You know what? I can't see niggas being friendly. Yeah. Like, dapping up. Like, oh, what's up? Like, I'm brown sugar.
I'm a cut. Nah, you good? You good?
Funny running into you here.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
what would I say?
Are you chasing after him?
Nah, hell no.
Are you finishing the fucking date?
I'm finishing the date. If we just messing around, I'm finishing it. Nigga, we ain't on no date. You ain't taking me on no date.
Yeah.
Why we not on no date?
Yeah.
Like, I mean...
Hey, bro, when you said Mothaslucka, that just reminded me. I recently realized the thing, I hate talking to old niggas because they be saying ninja instead of nigga. That shit is that's a red flag.
Like texting or in person?
Texting, I've heard them say it in person too.
What?
I would rather an old head say cat. Like, these young cats, not these young ninjas.
I never heard ninja.
I love when an old nigga say cat. These young cats.
Yeah.
Mine get to purring. I'll be like, okay, all right. These young cats be like, you better tell him. Like, man, I hate that shit.
Oh my God. Okay, next topic. It is my turn, right? Little post I seen again. The longer you stay single, the pickier you get. Is this not a while? Not it just happened to be a coincidence, these topics, the way they're worded?
Honestly, for me, it depends.
It don't matter. Okay.
I could be single for a super long time, and then I'm like, I'm just ready to get out there. Like, I just want to try. It doesn't. I'll even acknowledge like I'll even take a bad date at this point.
Yeah.
Like, not on no desperate shit, but like on some. I just want to get back out. Like, so it depends. Like,
for me, I'm gonna be honest. Usually, I feel like y'all would expect me to be like, this is true, but I feel like me being single or not, I don't think my standards really change. Like, I feel like, I ain't saying, my standards just completely just high, but like, I don't really think me being single is just like, okay, now I found something new that I don't like. I think if I'm single for years and I meet somebody I fuck with, it is what it is. Like, I don't really think it matters.
I have such short-term memory. Especially when it comes to dating. And it's like,
what you mean? Like you forget what you don't like about niggas?
Yeah, I'll be like, I miss having a nigga. I miss niggas.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that one did me that way, but this one won't. Like, I just have short-term memory. And I always think that just one day I'm just going to come across that one exception. You never know. Like you can have this long list of standards.
Facts.
And you meet this one guy and he doesn't meet any of them and he ends up being the love of your life. I mean, I've heard of that happening.
Not me, and none of my standards is crazy.
I've heard of it happening, and I think that that's the thing. And I'm always like, I don't want to block my bless. Like, what if my soulmate is just this random ass nigga, right?
Let's not hope that.
But I'm just like, I don't know. But no, my memory is, I have such short-term memory when it comes to dating. And sometimes I'm just like, bro, you got to get out there. Like, bad experiences are part of the experience sometimes. So I'd be like, ain't nobody, I don't know. It's just, was the question, do I have standards? No. Well,
the longer you stay single, the more picky you get.
Yeah, no, not for me.
I would say the same.
The longer I stay single, the more I'm like, you know what? I could be lied to and cheated on again. Was it that I survived? I survived, and I've got some new content. Like, let's get this going. Let me get another situationship under my belt, bitch.
It's always the content flex.
Okay. If a man you really liked, I could see this happening to you. If a man you really liked and y'all were talking and it was going great, and then one day he just sat you down and was like, I have a lot going on. I lost my job. I'm having money issues. I don't think we could talk anymore. Like, I don't know how he would say it, but he basically was just like, you know what? Like, I can't do this right now. Would you be open to when he gets his shit back together, him doubling back? Would you be like waiting there with open arms?
Not waiting with open arms. Not like I'm just waiting for you. But if time, just we so happen to circle back, yeah, I'm open to it.
Okay. Would you be at all concerned that, okay, if he runs into a rough patch again, this nigga's going to break it off?
Possibly, but also I'm glad you, especially say we was talking for like a month or two and you set me down and was like, I can't do this because I got money issues. I respect that, because you dealing with somebody who got money issues, like that takes a toll. Like I'm not even ready to be in this situation for me to deal with you having money issues. It's different if we like married or in a long-term relationship, and I think that's another reason why I'm like push back on like really being in a relationship, because you do kind of got to deal with that with somebody if they going through it. And I don't think I'm ready to deal with nobody who having money issues. So I kind of respect you for letting me know and not putting it on me.
I got my own money issues, baby. I was hoping for some help. Honestly.
So I'm not in a space right now to like just take on somebody's financial burden.
Yeah.
Let me say that. So I kind of respect you a little more for like doing that.
I respect people who know they're not at a place where they're ready to date because of financial issues, especially men, because the financial burden is on men, especially when courting. But or that's like even me, when I don't look my best or I don't feel my best and I'm not in my best shape, I don't feel like dating because men and women are valued for two different things when it comes to dating. And women, it's more about looks and stuff like that. So I get it. But I'm one of those people, like, I could see if I really liked a nigga and he was like, I'm having money issues, I want to take a break. I could see me being like,
what you need help with?
We don't have to. Not even I got you, but like, what, we need to go on less dates? Like, I can do that. That's fine. We can just chill at the house. Like, I could see myself trying to make it work either way. But really, it's a mental thing too. Y'all could go on less days and he could spend less money, but his mental is probably gonna be fucked up still.
Exactly.
He gonna be a little rude. Sometimes he gonna be judging you when you go out and do shit, and he here, like it's a thing.
Exactly.
So
like even to the little details, like we pulling up, but we still gotta eat. Like I'm pulling up on you. We not going out to eat, but we still got to eat. So, I don't mind like paying for little stuff. And that's how I'm like, if we in a 2-year or 3-year relationship and you come at me with money problems, that's cool. Like it is what it is. We got to deal with that. We in a relationship, but I'm not trying to like you ask me for half your rent and we 3 months in. That shit is not going to work. Like you can't pay your car note and you asking me for money. Like, you cool, I like you, but we ain't tight like that, you know?
I don't think I've ever given a man like a big loan. I mean, I did
Nah, hell no,
open
I
a credit
haven't.
card at Firestone and got some tires for my ex. But we
In
were
college, we made dumb decisions.
and our tire had blew out on the way to Tallahassee. So we went there to fix one tire and they were like, well, you can get 4 for the price of 2. And then it was
Got
like,
your bitch ass.
But other than that, I don't think I've ever given anybody like a big loan. Like shit, I don't got it to give. So maybe that's that.
I'm not gonna lie. I think one time I have, and I only did it because it wasn't on no. I really just need money. I heard him like it was another conversation, and I forgot what happened. But I was like, oh, I had a little extra to spare, but I got it back. I ain't gonna lie. So ain't nobody in debt with me or nothing like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. What you got? We got anything else?
I thought that was my topic. Oh, that was yours?
That was mine.
Okay, let's do a wild or wild not.
Okay.
Wild or wild not. As a parent, and we're not parents, but we're just going to go off being children and having parents. Wild or wild not. As a parent, it's your job to rearrange your life to benefit your children.
Oh, that's easy. Absolutely.
I think some people might disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I only think that, and I'll be reading the comments because some people just be like, as a parent, sometimes you just make it work. You know, like if you got 3 jobs and you got to work 3 jobs, it is what it is.
Well, yeah.
Right. But to me, I took that as growing up, like my mom, every job she had, like she made sure if we had honor roll, we had a game, if we had anything, like she let her job know, like, my kids are my priority. So I don't care what y'all got assigned for me, but I'm going to take care of my kids first.
Oh.
And, a lot of parents are like, I mean, I feel that, but, work is work. I got to bring home the money. I got to pay bills. And I just didn't grow up with that type of, like, parent mentality. Like, it was totally different for me.
So I agree, but not on that part because I grew up different. So I do agree rearranging. My mom rearranged her life in many ways, but she was a single mother. She had 2 children and, so when it came to, she wasn't at every recital and and I had a lot of recitals and shit. She wasn't at every one. I mean, she was paying for them. She made sure somebody was there for me. She made sure I was taken care of. But no, she didn't make it to like all the award shows and stuff like that because work was her first priority. But even for her, before she had us, she wasn't working 3 jobs. Her rearrangement was, I'm just going to have to be tired all the time because I have to provide these things. But when I tell you, I mean, no, she wasn't there. And I don't think it ever really bothered me. I think I was more nervous when she did show up. And I felt like I had to be on my best behavior when she showed up, if anything. But, I will say I did everything though. I was in dance. I did horseback riding. I had 2 horses at one point. I did karate. I modeled for a bit. I did Georgia's Youth on Parade where I twirled a baton. So she wasn't there, but she definitely, I definitely felt the benefits of her working and stuff like that. So I would say rearranging for her was leaving Chicago, coming down here. Getting 3 jobs, having to move to be in my school district, stuff like that. So I would definitely say that when I thought of rearranging your life, I was thinking of like literally having to change things from what you used to do, your comfort level. Like she made herself uncomfortable to make sure I was comfortable. And I do think that that's a parent. I definitely think that that's a parent's job, Now, if you don't have to do that, ideally she would have been at all of them. So, if she had help, but, that was just how mine ended up, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody, like has their own story, but I definitely, if I were to have kids, I would definitely want to be like, I pray I'm like retired from a 9 to 5 by the time I had kids, like for real. But like, I want to be in a place where, my kids come home, I can sit down and do homework with you, like I'm not, and that's how it was for me. Like my mom literally made sure her hours of schedule was like based around our schedule too, so it was like, I kind of always saw her. Like, even when I was in elementary school, my mom had her own daycare center. So it was like, our daycare was like me going to her job,
Yeah.
And even like growing up, I remember my mom used to like, she had free time. She would come to my school and just like, that parent, that's like in the classroom, like knowing the teachers.
I'm not used to that, but in my head, I'm like, that sounds terrible.
But my mom is also a cool mom, so my mom wasn't a strict mom. She wasn't like at the school to like make sure I'm like doing what I'm supposed to be doing. She's just very like involved, like my brother played basketball. My mom was literally like a basketball mom. Like she was, you know, doing stuff with the basketball moms, like making sure, taking care of like the coaches and the kids. Like she was just that mom, you know? So it's like, when I say I don't know if I want to be a parent, it's because I don't know if I have like, I can aspire to be that level of a mom, you know? So that's like the goal for me as a parent. But yeah, I do feel like you should rearrange your life, like for your kids. Like I think that benefits them in the long run, you know?
Y'all, I was a latchkey kid. And I'm not gonna lie, my mom wasn't strict either, but I had a lot of freedom.
Same, me too.
My house
I used to
like her being at work, so I was at home like by myself. Now I got in some trouble. I got caught having a boy over a couple times, and even when my mom came home, she caught us. We were just in the bed sleeping.
Sleep, bitch. You
she didn't actually tell him to leave. She just closed our door.
So my senior year of like high school, I feel like I was like very much older. Like I'm the oldest sibling. So my senior year of high school is when my mom really started to like trust me more, I feel like. And as far as like watching my siblings, you know, like she was not there as much physically because she like, y'all grown now, you know?
Yeah.
So when I say that, my house was literally the house where like all my friends, like parents trusted their kids to go to because, you know, it was like that spot or that house, but they didn't even know my mama wasn't really home. It was just us kids just like hanging out. But like I said, my mom was just always that mom that like my friends wanted to just like, oh, I want to go over, you know, like I want to go over to y'all house. So yeah.
Okay. I'm fucking with it. Damn. Shit. What else I got? What else we got? Shit, bitch, what you been watching?
Oh yeah, I said we can end it. Have I talked to y'all since The Shy?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I'm watching The Shy. I've seen the first like 4 seasons, but the last year or so, I've been trying to figure out where to find it. Like I know Hulu had like a couple seasons.
Isn't that an HBO?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Right. So I'm looking on Hulu. I'm like, where can I find The Shy? Come to find out, it's on Paramount, and finally got Paramount. So I've been binge watching it. I'm caught up. So it's still currently going on. So I'm caught up. It's so good, y'all. Like the drama, y'all know I'm not really like a drama type of show person. I like more like crime. And it's a little bit of crime in it, but it's not as much. It's more like drama.
I thought that they was talking about stopping the shot. Something happened with the lead person. It was like a whole scandal.
Really?
Y'all remember that?
I don't know. Maybe. I just probably wasn't tuned in.
Okay.
Possibly, but it's really good. I actually finished it, and I'm current, but I started back season 1 because I haven't seen season 1 in like 3 years.
Oh,
so I kind of went back to like figure out, kind of like remind me of the characters and how they like came and stuff like that. So yeah, and what else am I watching? I feel like I'm watching something else. Oh, I do want to tell y'all about this show I just watched on Hulu. It's called The Perfect Wife. Have you seen it?
I did.
It's
saw
the
like
real
the
girl
picture.
gone girl gone.
Really?
Like the real. I don't know if the movie was based off of her because this movie is like recent. I think this incident happened like 2022, 2021.
Oh yeah, because Gone Girl was a book from before that. Okay.
Right. But it crazy. I'm gonna just give y'all a rundown. So basically the girl went missing, husband came home, his wife wasn't there, the kids wasn't there, so you know he panicking like what the fuck. He immediately like tracked his wife's phone, found the wife's phone like miles down their house, is like dropped on the side of the road like in grass or whatever. So he calls 911. You know immediately 911 is like the husband did it. You know they always look at the spouse. I'm not gonna lie. In the interview, he looked like he was like real suspicious. So I'm like, this nigga done did that shit. Like, where'd she go? You know, like what happened? So they looking at him. He realizes like, okay, his kids wasn't picked up from school. So the kids are safe. He went to go get the kids. So right now it's just like the wife is missing. So they like, where the fuck is the wife? Girl, this lady was hidden for, I want to say like either a couple of months or like weeks, and she was at her ex-boyfriend house the whole time, girl. She had him shoot her with like a BB gun. I think it was a BB gun. It wasn't a real gun. Burn her where it looked like she was just getting abused. Like, girl, when she ended up getting found, he dropped her off on the side of the road. So you could see the camera, you could see her getting out of the car. Like, it's just, they don't think about all of this stuff like y'all gonna get caught. You know, like it's cameras, all of this stuff. So girl, she ended up lying to the police saying she was kidnapped by 2 Mexican women. So they like, well, describe these Mexican women, like, tell me what happened. She had no sense of like memory of what happened all of a sudden. So they like, okay, this is just real suspicious. So I forgot how, they found DNA on her. So they was like, okay, they, tested for DNA. And it was like, okay, an unknown DNA did pop up. And it was like, who is this such and such? And her husband was like, oh, like that's her ex-boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. Girl, they go to the ex-boyfriend house. The room she described, because she did describe a room that she was in. Girl, it was his house. The cops was like, I think this is the place. That's neither here nor there. Of course, she got arrested. But girl, the end is what was crazy. So at the end of the movie, she was in jail for like, I want to say maybe like 6 months, 8 months or whatever. The husband divorced her, of course, because he was like, bitch, you are crazy as fuck. Like, she still tried to deny it in front of the police, like got interrogated. And she was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, they like, girl, you lying. We got DNA evidence. He admitted to everything. We got text messages showing telling him to pick you up from on this date at this time. But girl, at the end, the husband, he's like, oh, he's doing something with his arm. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so sore. And the kids is like, well, why don't you do mommy's trick? And he's like, well, what's mommy's trick? And the little girl was like, well, you should go sniff alcohol. No, she was like, are you sick? And he was like, no, I'm not sick. Why would you say that? And she was like, okay, because I was going to say you can go do mommy's trick. And he was like, what are you talking about? By this time, the wife is in jail. So it's just, the dad taking care of the kids. And he's like, what's mommy's trick? She was like, when we're sick, mommy makes us go sniff alcohol, rubbing alcohol. And he was like, what? Like, show me what what are you talking about, girl? The kid went to the bathroom, opened the rubbing alcohol, and literally like sniffs the alcohol.
What'd that do?
I guess it's like putting chemicals into their body.
I'm like, do you like pass out? Or
It seemed like she was basically like trying to kill her kids. Like, on some shit like that. She was like, it's been going on. The daughter was like, she had been doing that every single time they got sick. She was like, one time she wrapped it was like a string around the alcohol, put it around the kid's neck and just like let the fumes go into the nose. I was like, so of course the husband had to take him to the doctor, and they come to find out they had like all these chemicals in the body or whatever. And I'm like, could you imagine if the wife is just around the kids this whole time? Them kids probably could have ended up dying, and all of a sudden it's just like, well, how did they die? Yeah, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. So,
wow.
Yeah.
See, you love some weird shit. You be talking about me. Let me tell y'all, I was on a whole binge rewatching The Magicians on Netflix. And I'm telling y'all, it's like an adult. Think of like Euphoria mixed with what is that? Chronicles of Narnia? Is that what the book is called? Chronicles of Narnia. But with Harry Potter, then there's some gods in there. It's so good. So I just rewatched that. I was crying just like the first time I watched it. But I got through that. And so, damn, what was I about to say? Oh, yeah. So when I was at jury duty, I finished my previous book, and I have decided, since I'm also watching Interview with the Vampire on AMC Plus, that I want to read the books. I'm talking all the way from the first one she wrote in like 1976. So I'm reading that one right now, Interview with the Vampire. I've got the list. It's like 15 books in the orders where it talks about Lestat and Armand and Louis and all of them. So I'm really getting into that really heavy. And then obviously House of Dragons came back.
I
so
watch that shit.
Yeah, girl. So I'm watching that. And a new spinoff of Orphan Black drops tomorrow. So
what is that?
I will be watching that. Orphan Black, oh my God. The first time I ever watched it, I was like, wow. So it's kind of like, basically, there's this company, like, not even the company, the United States basically is testing like eugenics and like clones and shit. So like eugenics in the sense of like people are able to like grow tails if they want to, or do like these body modifications, or eventually to what I think might actually be happening in the future. You know how they say that there will be technology to where, and I think there already is, to where you can see if your unborn child in utero might have some kind of birth defects, and you can decide if you want to keep it and stuff like that. Well, eventually with eugenics, they're saying you should be able to decide what kind of like basically designer babies, what color hair you want them to have. If you don't want your baby to have freckles, they won't have freckles. And they basically frame it as if it's for the kid's health. Like, if you don't want your kid to have autism, it won't have, like, we can cure that. But it ends up becoming shallow to where, and that's a slippery slope, because now don't nobody want a black baby. Like, all the babies gonna come out looking like exotic and mixes of stuff and everything. So it kind of takes away from like God's creation. So they're into stuff like that, but they start messing with like cloning. So there's this one girl, she's a cop. And one day she's at the subway and she sees this girl who looks just like her. And the girl makes eye contact with her and then jumps in front of the subway and kills herself. So now she's like, what the fuck?
Sound
Who
like
is
Black Mirror
that?
or some shit.
And I need to find out who she is. Girl, come to find out, they all clones. And it's really good. So they have a spinoff that's coming. And Orphan Black stopped like years ago. So when they said they were doing a spinoff, I was like, fucking yes. So I'm excited. I love anything clones, some AI shit, some kind of like taking over the world type.
I think they better clone Tyrone. That's what it's giving.
But yeah, so I'm just reading my weird shit, watching my weird shit. Oh, I just rewatched both of the Quiet Places. Oh my God. Jim is that guy. Yes.
Oh.
He's in the movie with his wife in real life. That's his wife in real life. Okay. He co-wrote and directed both Quiet Place movies. And he acted his fucking ass. I cried in both movies. That girl.
Okay, Jimmy.
Girl. I was like, this man.
He's a good actor in The Office, though.
Girl. And those silent cues where he just looks at the camera, it paid off in A Quiet Place. Because even though they can't really say shit, that nigga was saying shit. Girl. That shit was so fucking good. Even this is like my third time watching it, and I was like, bro, that nigga, I think he did win awards for it. But the new one drops next week, so I already have tickets to go see it on Thursday. So I was just trying to rewatch, and Lupita's in the new one. So yeah, so I'm excited about that. A Quiet Place 3
still ain't convinced me, but you almost got me.
No, you gotta watch A Quiet Place,
girl. Bye,
Jim.
I understand, but what is it?
Next time you do my hair, next time she do my hair and give me the remote. Yeah.
Thanks for telling me.
You act like your murder shit is rated G. What you mean? What's it rated?
I mean, it's history. Like, we talked about stuff like this in school.
Which part?
You know, back in the day. Murders.
Just murders in general.
About,
bitches making
Martin got killed. Martin Luther King. Like, that's murder. They got a movie on that. That's the type of shit I watch. It's a history
got
lesson.
The kids smoking alcohol and shit. I don't know. I ain't hearing no shit about that, bitch. But yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't even think of a MySpace song. What you got?
Let me go. I ain't gonna say he a new artist, but his name is Noah Guy, and it's Noah, Noah Guy, not do you know a guy? Just a little FYI.
Gotcha.
It's 2 songs between him that I'm so torn. I'm gonna just go with the first one that I've been blasting. It's called "Let You Lead" with Billy Lemos, and it's a pretty dope song. He is of the caucus, but he can really sing, and he's a really good singer, and I like it,
Okay. Yeah. Go, you go, girl. My MySpace song this week is gonna be Summer Walker. It's gonna be Over It. Cause I'm feeling those lyrics. I really am. I'm over it. Why the hell are you banging my line? I'm done. So
okay. All right. Well, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Again, another episode. Thank you for, tuning in with us on this lovely Saturday. Well, for us, it's Saturday. When y'all hear this, it's going to be Sunday. So make sure y'all do what y'all supposed to do. Subscribe, like, comment, hit that bell button so y'all can see whenever we drop any new episodes. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Y'all already know the name, Women's Intuition, IN2ITION. And yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Drink your water, wear your condoms.
Yes,
please sunscreen.
Please do. Please do.
All right, y'all, we're out.
Bye.